This is David, your host, and today I'm gonna bring you this amazing at-home guest, my amazing friend Amy. Welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be here. It's morning here in San Antonio, and I'm just enjoying some coffee. And so, we're hanging out, and I'm excited just to hang out with you guys today and talk about whatever you want to talk
Oh
about.
yeah. So it is evening. It is 9 p.m. in the sunny Phuket. I'm so sad that I'm stranded in Thailand. This is too bad. I'm not showing you guys my pool downstairs because it's huge. So I actually do live in a resort, actually, and
I'm
yeah,
coming to visit. That's
definitely.
my next trip. So I'm going to Mexico on Saturday for a week. I do have a pool here in Texas in my backyard. I have a nice little kind of resort in my backyard, but I can't use it all year round because right now it's
Yeah,
like in the 50s and 60s here. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to come to Phuket and because it's so beautiful there,
yeah,
right? Very
it is.
tropical, very
Yes,
gorgeous,
yes,
and the cost of living
yeah.
incredible, and
Well,
the food.
yeah, the food is amazing. It really depends. I want to break this myth. It can be very, very expensive as any city in Asia because you've been traveling around, China, we have Shanghai, Hong Kong. It can get really expensive. I had a
Mm.
meeting with my business partner in an Italian restaurant. We spent quite a lot of money for, a few drinks, a coffee, and, one little lasagna. But yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying your life wherever you are. And we're talking about money, of course. So we will talk about something interesting that we see a lot of questions right now, how to find your products for Amazon. So first of all, you probably have seen me in Amy's channel, but now you see Amy in my channel. So Amy, please introduce yourself.
Well, hello everyone. I'm Amy Weiss. I'm the founder of AmazingAtHome.com. I'm also an Amazon seller, but I don't like to refer to myself as an Amazon seller. I like to refer to myself as a business owner, a brand owner, a founder. So,
Exactly.
I started selling on Amazon. I got the little Amazon bug in 2007. I was in college in the Air Force. I'm a military girl. I was in the Air Force at the time, going to college, and I was looking for textbooks online and trying to find cheaper textbooks because they're so dang expensive. And I saw this little button on Amazon that said "Sell yours here," and I was like, "Ooh!" The little light bulb went off in my head, and I was like, "Not only can I buy textbooks, but I can sell textbooks." So I
Yeah.
started selling textbooks. I started selling everything that I could sell, like CDs for my house, like whatever. And back then, in 2007, like you put something on Amazon, it didn't matter if it was used, new, whatever. It just out the door.
Yeah.
So I sold on eBay a little bit too. I didn't really like it that much. And then, yeah, so I just did it as a hobby for a really long time. And then in 2017, I had an idea for a product, like a new product, a new, never seen before product. And I built a prototype and I really had no idea what I was doing. Like,
Mm.
because going from selling other people's stuff and from
Yeah.
selling like used stuff and flipping stuff to like starting not only a private label brand, but bringing a unique product to the market was totally outside of my comfort zone. So I went on this journey and I just started like figuring everything out. I'm one of those kind of people that just likes to figure stuff out. So I started figuring it out. I've had many careers in my life and I started figuring it out and I was sharing along the way. And I
Mhm.
got really good at copywriting. I have a background in cybersecurity. So I got really good at kind of hacking keywords and copywriting. And so people started hiring me to write their listings, and they would take really saturated products, which I hope that we can talk about today a little bit
Yeah,
in the
definitely.
product research category. I would take really, really saturated products and I would just change the search for those products, change what they were called, and I would help people sell out of very saturated products. So that got people wanting to consult with me. And I was like, well, I don't have a way to charge you for that. And so
Yeah.
that is kind of how Amazing at Home was born, because I own this domain name. It was going to be a vlog on YouTube, but I own this domain name. And I was like, you know what? So I built my site over the weekend, started helping people. And before I knew it, a lot of people made a lot of money and the word spread. And before I knew it, here I am today. Not only do I have my private label brands on Amazon doing well, and I'm trying to get those ready to sell. I would like to sell those next year and play again because it's fun.
Yes.
And then also we have Amazing at Home where we do China trips, we have courses, and we were rated in the most recent seller poll top 3 consultant in the world and top 3 course in the world, number 4 podcast, and number 2 Facebook group. So wow. Excited to be here, and I guess that's one heck of an intro, right?
Yeah. So just to summarize, she's a badass girl. She can do a lot of things. She is an hacker. She's been selling. I think you are the person that I know, and I know a lot of Amazon sellers who's been selling the longest on Amazon, 2007, right? Because I think some of the other experts have been selling since 2010. I joined Amazon in 2014. We in Europe, we used to buy books on Abbey Books. There was a UK-based website, I think, and it was the main competitor of Amazon. Just to talking about books. Yeah, exactly. So Amazon was nothing in Europe. Abbey Books was where you bought your books by then, and then Amazon started growing, and now boom, here we are. So.
And whatever happened to Abbey Books?
I think they bought it. I think Amazon bought Abbey Books. Yeah, I think I'm not sure. We if someone knows it, they can write in the comment. And yeah, so yeah, this is super cool. I mean, I'm really excited. I think that people are really excited to see what you can share with them. So let's talk about product research. And I don't have any topic list, so we will just improvise here. I would pretend a complete newbie. I don't know anything. So the first thing I'm going to ask you is this. Can you help me with my product research? Because this is literally the question that I hear by many people on Clubhouse. So people would jump randomly and someone else already 15 minutes before asked the very same question. Hey, how can I, find my category? Of course, you don't have any idea about niche target or niche customer or customer identity or customer avatar. So what is your take on that? How should a seller start with product research?
That is such a good question. And it's the question we get all the time.
Exactly.
And so many people, the buzzword is analysis paralysis. Because we see all these courses out there, most of the Amazon courses, they say, okay, we're going to go into the product research software and we're going to pick a niche, and there's like a million niches, right? So you don't know. You're just like, okay, maybe I'll do pets. Ooh, okay, oh, no, that doesn't work. Maybe I'll do kitchen. Oh, that doesn't work. And so you pick a category, and then you're looking for high demand and low competition. Yeah. And you go down this rabbit hole and you start looking, and you're like, okay, charcoal bags, high demand, low competition. What do I do? And then you start looking and you're like, but what could I really do with these charcoal bags? How do I differentiate them? Because you hear, like my friend Kevin King talks about, you've got to differentiate. You can't just, you're going to lose in a price war and a review war. And so people, they don't know how to differentiate. And I'm going to talk about why they don't know and what they need to do to fix that. Or they look at bad reviews and they differentiate in a way that no one's searching for that thing, right?
Exactly.
So if I look at if I'm trying to launch a toiletry bag and everybody's complaining about the zippers, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to make a toiletry bag with really good zippers. Well, no one's searching for toiletry bags with really good zippers. Yeah. So you get lost and you get stuck. And then you hear all these horror stories, and that doesn't help, right? So everybody gets stuck in analysis paralysis. And so this is where I want to help you guys tweak your mindset. First of all, remember, there's 3,000 new sellers on Amazon every day. So if all of you are using the same software to find the same search filters, and it doesn't matter which tool you use, pick one,
Totally.
Helium 10, Jungle Scout, AMC Scout, whatever you want to use, doesn't matter. You're all going to get, it's the same data. So you're going to get the same information. So I'm okay if you use those tools, but you certainly do not need them. You know why? because people have been trading goods and services since the caveman days. Okay.
Exactly.
This is not rocket science, you guys. We can do this. So the first thing that we need to do when we're doing product research, so first thing that we need to do is we need to think about the customer. So let's take a super saturated product, dog toys. Okay, dog toys, right? That's a saturated
nice,
product. Good luck competing with like Kong and, you know, and so we did this exercise in my course, and I would love to just take you guys through it, right? Because this might help you. So take, you know, let's say you found your charcoal bag, you know, you found your dog toy on your software, right? Okay. The question that you have to answer to get you out of analysis paralysis is, why do people buy that thing? Whatever it is, charcoal bag, dog toy, why do people buy that? What's missing from most people's strategy is that they don't know the customer side. Yeah. They're just picking this product that seems like it's good, but they don't understand the customer thought process. And that's what makes a really good listing. That's what helps you convert, right? So what I want you to do is when you find that product that you think might be opportunistic, I want you to go start studying why people buy that product. So dog toys, what you can do is you can go on Google and you can put in dog toys for, and the search engine is my favorite place. The search bar is my favorite place to find opportunity, because it's going to give you all these beautiful suggestions of what people are searching for. It's going to happen on YouTube. It's going to happen on Pinterest. It's going to happen on Amazon, wherever you go. Yep. So you put in dog toys for, and you're going to see all kinds of things for aggressive chewers, for crate training, for this, for that, right? And so you start, that's the rabbit hole I want you to go down. I want you to go, okay, dog toys for aggressive chewers. People are buying dog toys for aggressive chewers. Why do dogs chew? Why are dogs aggressive chewers? What's happening here? Because think about it, that's exactly what the customer's going through when they have that dog in their house that's an aggressive chewer. They're like, what the hell? This dog just went through this toy. Like, now I got to buy another one. How can I stop the chewing? Yeah. Right? So you look up how to stop the dog from chewing. And we see all kinds of blogs from veterinarians, from pet industry stuff. And we see that chewing is caused by separation anxiety. Your dog is miserable. You know, a dog's life is to sit there and wait for you to get home. Like, they live for you. That's their, so they need something to chew on because they have separation anxiety. So, okay, so we're down the rabbit hole. Here we go, right? So, and at most point, people get lost because they're like, okay, I just need to solve separation anxiety. They don't keep going down the rabbit hole. They stop right there and they go, okay, what product could I use? We're not there yet. We don't want a product for that right now. We want to keep going down the rabbit hole and keep figuring out, okay, we got a toy at the top. We know that we're looking for dog toys for aggressive chewers. Now we know that they chew because why? They chew because they have separation anxiety. How can we help the separation anxiety? Now we find out, because this is what the veterinarians are telling the people that have their dogs, all that we find out that crate training is actually the best solution for separation anxiety, crate training. So, okay, now I start searching for crate training. And I see that Google has this great thing where they say, people also ask, and they give you all these questions that people also ask about this thing, right? So we learn about crate training, and we see that people are wondering how to keep their dog entertained while in the crate. So now I start looking for solutions for keeping the dog entertained while in the crate. And there's actually not many dog toys that are specifically made for entertainment in the crate.
Interesting.
There isn't. Yeah. So I look for dog toys for the crate, and you see like the licky mats and stuff like that, and the food puzzles, but that's not really doing anything. There was one product that was rated very highly and was selling like crazy on Amazon. It was a patented product. It was this puppy this stuffed puppy with a heartbeat inside. So then I was like, okay, what's the deal with this? It was very highly rated for crate, for calming the dog in the crate. And so I looked up, I started looking at those reviews. And now with the knowledge of what the dog owner goes through in my head, I'm looking at those reviews and I'm seeing that the dog is sometimes chewing up this animal, and that it comes with a warming pack, and you have to put that warming pack in the microwave. And so it doesn't stay warm for the 8 hours that you have to leave your dog inside the crate while you go to work, right? So, and then the dog is chewing it up sometimes, but people still really love it. So it's a really good partial solution for this, right? So then I think about it and I'm like, okay, what products already exist that keep a dog warm in the crate? Because the heat, I looked this up too, the heat represents a human body, like they're sitting on your lap. So that, and the heartbeat is what makes them feel like they're near a human, and that's what calms them.
No way! Oh my god! This
yes.
is crazy. Yeah.
So I look it up and I go, okay, what's going on here, right? And I'm going through this. This is actually in my course.
Next level product research. Oh my god!
It is. But so we figured out. We were like, hey, the mat. There's already mats that are heated for the bottom of the crate. They sell quite well, but none of those mats have a heartbeat in them. How easy would it be to take the heartbeat already exists, right? Two products that already exist, integrate them into one. So David, I gave this presentation across, like in so many Amazon conferences, everything like that. And I encourage people, I said, I can run this process over and over and over again and come up with good ideas like this. I want one of you guys to launch this product. Somebody did. It's selling very well.
Wow.
A month after I gave those presentations, somebody launched a mat for the crate. It has like a little puppy head, and the puppy head has the heartbeat thing in it.
Yeah.
Easy. It's not, you don't have to develop it. It already exists. You're just sticking the heartbeat thing in there. And now people have a solution. It's like 10,000 in pets. It's doing great. Yeah. So the bottom line is, you guys, this is not rocket science. You just have to understand why people buy things. So yesterday I ran a little exercise with charcoal bags, because a lot of people have been coming to me with these dang charcoal bags lately and saying, hey, this is my product. I'm so excited about it. And I'm like, why? It's so saturated and there's not enough people looking for charcoal as a solution to their odor problems in America, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, if I find charcoal bags, now I can do the same thing that I just did with the puppy heart rate thing, right? I can go, okay, what odor problems do people have? Start going down that rabbit hole. And maybe your charcoal bags are specifically, yesterday I discovered that I reverse searched some competitors that were in other spaces where charcoal bags could be, like such as odor eaters for shoes. I looked at that. I just typed in the word odor in Amazon and I saw what people are searching for. And I was like, odor eaters for shoes was the second one. So I went in there and there was like no charcoal bags. And so I was like, oh, okay, this is great. There's an opportunity here. So who is making the charcoal bag that's specifically made for shoes? So it would be so easy to do that, right? The charcoal bags already come in the strips, right?
Yep.
Why not specifically be the big fish in the small pond? Specifically target the people who are looking for, shoe odor eaters, What about those for the teenager's room? Like the lady who made glove sticks for hockey gloves, So think about it. You don't always have to invent a product like I did. Sometimes the answer is right in front of you, but that's the way you get out of analysis paralysis.
Yeah.
Is by going down the rabbit hole and understanding why people buy things. And then you can corner a market because you're really talking to the customer when you're coming to market with that product. And you'll know how to differentiate in a way that not only ranks on Amazon, but also ranks on Google, because you're going to know what they're searching for.
Exactly. This is amazing. So you are pretty much hacking the traditional product research, the use of tools. That, by the way, we're not saying here don't use tools, okay? we're not saying that tools are bad. Still, you can use tools. It's good. It's great for research, etc. But don't base your final decisions on what you're seeing in the tools, right? Because the categories are limited numbers, but as Amy just said, there are 3,000 new sellers every day, and we just discovered that more than half of them are coming from China. So they probably have a better relationship with the supplier than you have right now. You have to be creative. And this is what I've been saying pretty much all the time. We have been saying that this is really amazing because you're opening, a new world for me. I really like when you say, don't just stop there, because the rabbit hole is much deeper. And I believe that if we would dig even deeper, then we could find even, different products, because a winning product is not just a product, it's a solution to a problem. So we all know there might be different solutions to the same problem that might be applied by different people. So actually, this product solves my problem for drinking a tea right now, but a different kind of products might solve the need for another person to drink tea. So this is pretty much it's a very simple idea, but when we apply to dogs and, this kind of problem, then you can definitely understand better.
The thing is that mat with the heartbeat in it, you would have never found that on product research software.
Never. Yeah, never.
You would have never found that.
But that's
and the argument that I always get from people that teach that process, the argument I always get is, well, Amy, wait a minute, don't you want to choose products that are already in demand and already have a proven sales record?
Exactly. Why would you do that? You want to invent something different, You don't want to compete where there is already everyone.
And my argument is, I am doing something that is totally in demand because I'm solving a problem that people are actually searching for a solution to, because I've studied the customer. What you're doing when you're copying a product that's already selling well is you're just offering another alternative on the market. And it's really hard because what you're going to do is fight in price and reviews. I'm not going to fight. I control my price. I can protect my differentiation, and I don't necessarily have to develop a product from scratch. I can, like I said, the heated mat already exists. The heartbeat little thing already exists. All I have to do is integrate them. So it's very, very easy to do. And you can always, my second rule is always keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. That's something I learned in the military, the KISS principle. Keep it simple, stupid. And, it doesn't need to be all the bells and whistles on this thing from the very beginning. Start with your minimum viable product, knowing the problem that the customer is experiencing, and you're going to be able to launch with confidence. My big thing in my course is I say, I want you to go to market with confidence, knowing people are going to buy this product, knowing your customer. And like you said, David, we're not saying don't use tools. I want you to use Google Trends. I want you to use Answer the Public. Exactly. I want you to use every search bar. I want you to look at all the YouTube videos. I want you to go see what people are DIYing. I want you to look at Reddit threads. Yeah. I want you to be all over the internet checking everything out. And certainly check out the competition, because there's something called a reasonable alternative, right? It's like the guy who went on Shark Tank, and I love this example. The guy who went on Shark Tank and he said, okay, people are hacking cameras. I have the solution. I've created a cover for the camera. Look, you can't see me. And Robert Herjavec was like, I just use a piece of tape. So you have to be careful about reasonable alternatives. This is a trap that inventors fall into all the time. They're like, ooh, I invented a solution to this. And there's already something else on the market, or that problem doesn't exist in the market. So I really want you to study the problem and not just, go, oh, well, I think people need to solve this. Like, make sure people are actually searching for it. And if you find blogs that people are blogging about this problem, so another exercise I can give you guys to do to find product ideas, because a lot of people will say to me, Amy, I'm not creative like you. I can't just come up with ideas. All right, cool. So what I want you to do is I want you to break down one situation, whether it's like driving your kids to school or cooking spaghetti dinner or whatever it is. And I want you, because the other reason people get stuck in analysis paralysis is they immediately jump to products.
Yeah.
They go, okay, I like cooking. Oh, pots and pans are too saturated. Oh, this is, or the other one that I love is, Amy, I really would love to do something in the fitness category, but fitness is so saturated. No, it's not. There are people out there like me, who like to go to the gym every morning and who have problems. But until you break down that situation of you going to the gym in the morning. So for example, I go to the gym in the morning, I bring equipment with me. I'm a CrossFitter, right? So I have my gloves, I have my weight belt, I have different shoes for running, shoes for lifting, all this equipment. There is no bag that holds all my equipment. And there's no bag that has like a detachable section that allows me to just take like my weight clamps, my gloves to the rig with me. And it's like either I have a giant bag I got to carry around and I don't have anything that's like versatile like that. You could apply that to almost any situation. So what I want you guys to do is think through a whole situation. So one example that I give in my course is throwing a poker party. So I throw poker parties. They're a lot of fun. I'm going to have David come and do DJing at my next one.
I'm going to play poker. Yeah. I love playing poker. Last time I beat Howard Tai and all of his friends in Shenzhen.
Yes. Oh, dude, I'm down. I'm going to take all your money.
Let's do it. I don't think so.
So, I'm throwing this poker party and I have all the chips. I have like the professional chips and everything like that. Well, oh my gosh. So I'm just sitting down with a piece of paper and a pencil, no tools, just sitting down with a piece of paper and a pencil. And I'm like, okay, when I go to throw a poker party, what do I do first? I'm like, okay, first I gotta like figure out who's coming, make the guest list, and then count the chips. Oh my God, counting the chips sucks.
Yeah.
Because you have to have so many piles of the right chips. And it's horrible. And none of the chips are like, I always run out of fives. I always run out of like the low denomination. Then I have to recount them. So I was like, you know what? I write down on my little list. I'm like, it would be really nice just to have like a set that's pre-counted. Yeah. You could just pull out the trays and you're ready to go. Right. So I write down that idea. And then I'm like, okay, next I got to set up the tables. I have these giant felt things that go over the tables. They've never been washed. They're terrible, right? Mm-hmm. So I was like, it would be really great if it was like a tablecloth that was actually professional that I could really cinch down that was washable. So I write that idea down, right? And so I'm continuing through, and if I continue through the whole exercise, we'd be going for another hour. So I'm not going to continue through the whole exercise. But of those two ideas, I even went into the kitchen after that and I was like, okay, now I need food. It would be really cool and badass to have like barware that has like a really cool poker logo on it. Like my friends would be like, where did you get that? I need that, right? Because we like to drink when we play poker. So, anyways, all of that fun stuff. So I write all these ideas down. Then I go back and I study the market. And I learn that I search on Google to find out, are other people wondering about counting chips for their poker parties? Yeah. Tons of blogs on it. Guess what the solution that's offered is? Same old poker sets. Yeah. None of them with pre-counted chips. So I know people are searching for the problem and I can have confidence in my solution. I actually went to China, went to Canton Fair, talked with this manufacturer. She was so great. She had made chips for World Series of Poker. Like me and her were chatting it up, and I'm like, this is so cool. I'm learning more about her and the process of making these poker chips and the sets and everything. And we were talking about, what I was trying to do. I said, I'd really like to just put some trays that are removable that I can put right on the table. And she was great. She was like, oh, that's great. We could definitely do that. We have this case over here, where we could do that with. And by the way, I have contracts with all my suppliers. So, I'm not giving her my why behind that idea. I'm just talking about the differentiations I could do with a case and chips. But anyway, there was people that walked into that booth and asked her for prices. And she gave them the price, 10x the price she had just given me. This is the difference in having a relationship with your
Exactly.
supplier
Yeah.
and knowing what you're talking about and actually being vested in your products.
Yeah, this is what we were talking about. So as you're talking about China, I mean the natural questions here after you've done your product research, we have seen that is not that complicated, but you have to invest a lot of your brain. Tell us a little bit on how to get started with finding supplier real quick, like just a few tips for sellers who never done it, who are afraid of going to China or afraid of using kind of different social media, or they think they just can source anything on Alibaba. What would you say?
So I would say start on Alibaba because it's a great place to start. You know, and when you don't have the resources to go to China in the beginning and you don't understand how to search 1688, you know, I get it. Don't be afraid to use Alibaba, but I will tell you that the filters and stuff that a lot of the YouTube videos tell you to search by are BS. Like I have a friend who's a 10-year gold supplier in China, and he lives in his apartment. He's not a factory at all, but on Alibaba he is.
Yeah.
So the stuff on Alibaba is not necessarily as it appears.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
what I would tell you is don't be afraid to search Alibaba. Absolutely. Search Alibaba. Search Alibaba for a product that's similar to what you're looking for, right? So like if I'm differentiating with my poker chips, I'm going to look for, you know, somebody who's selling poker chips, who's been in the business for a little while. But then I want you to vet your supplier. So take the time to actually set up a meeting with them. Ask them to show you on the meeting on WeChat, get on a video call with them on WeChat and ask them to show you around the factory.
Yeah.
That's going to reveal a lot. Also, check out the company profile. It's going to tell you right there if it's a trading company. Now, here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with working with a trading company. If I'm just putting a cool design on this coffee mug here, I can copyright my design. You know, I can get the coffee mug from a trading company. As long as you're profitable, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
You don't necessarily need a factory. But if you're doing something unique, you should work directly with the factory. But anyway, my advice is take the time to make sure that who you're talking to is who they say they are. Build a relationship, do the proper due diligence. If nothing else, do a factory audit. It'll cost you $200. Like it's like $250 to $300. But the bottom line is, that is going to tell you so much. One of our folks in our mastermind group, she had been talking to this factory for like over a month. She had got samples. She was pretty impressed with them. You know, she went ahead and did a factory audit. The person she had been talking to, they had a Gmail address, first of all, red flag for China. But second of all, the factory audit came back and said that this person she had been talking to is in no way related to this factory.
Oh my God. Yeah.
He had almost paid this person 50%. They had asked for 50% down. That's another red flag, right?
Yeah.
So all I'm saying, you guys, is just don't be afraid, but know your business, know your manufacturing process, look up how your product is made before you go about actually talking to manufacturers. Learn the language and have real conversations with your suppliers. Get on the phone, understand them, build a relationship, and that way you can ensure that who you're talking to is who they say they are, and you can build relationships that you can really rely upon for a long, long time.
Yeah. I want to add here, we're not giving for granted that you have to source your product from China. Of course, in China, we have a lot of factories. China is huge. Every different region is specialized in different kind of products, in product categories. Shenzhen for electronics, Guangzhou for fashion, etc. But you also have a lot of different, upcoming countries they're very good for sourcing product. Like India, we will have in the show Megla as well. Thailand, I'm based in Thailand, Vietnam, etc. Or you can try to source locally. Sourcing locally is the next thing, so you should definitely try to, be aware of that. I'm from Italy. We have amazing, production of luxurious but also affordable brand products there. So anyway, yes, I want to jump into the next and the last question for you. Yes, this is also something we get a lot. There is not an absolute truth here. And I want to know what's your take on this. Can you still start an Amazon business in 2021 with less than 5K?
Oh, heck yeah. As David said, source locally. Source locally. Figure out what the major, manufacturing and production and stuff that's going on in your area, and look for opportunities. You wouldn't believe. Start small. Start even if you find, if you can buy wholesale products and put them together in a bundle, and don't keep it simple, stupid. Don't make it so impossible. Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yep.
You don't have to have this massive private label brand, and you're not going to have that tomorrow. First, learn the ropes, source locally, figure it out. I have a lady who went with me to China, and she started making gift baskets from stuff that she sourced locally. So she went to like Trader Joe's, the Dollar Tree, and she put together these little gift baskets. And she came to me for help with listing optimization. And we started, writing her listing posts. These things were selling. I mean, she couldn't replenish them. And I went back to her and I was like, okay, girl, we got to find some wholesale accounts for some of this stuff, because she was sourcing from retail and still making a nice profit. So, okay, cool. Let's start wholesale accounts. So we went to those products that she was buying in retail, and we opened up wholesale accounts with everyone that we could. And the people are always nervous about that. But why? You're running a legitimate business. You're selling their products. Give them a call and say, hi, I'm selling the heck out of your product. I would really like to source it directly from you. Can I open an account? Great. Okay. So that's the next step, right? And then she comes back to me a little while later, and she ends up coming to China with me on my China trip. And we were able to source a lot of kind of more of the hard lines and soft lines of her product that weren't food related. And we were able to source those things directly from China. And she saved over $20,000 on like a batch of orders, right? Just from sourcing some of her stuff from, and again, we don't have to go to China. There's wherever it's most economical and it makes sense for the quality of your business. So good, right? But don't forget that you can always source locally. Another tip I have for you is remember that you can always find cool things on like wholesaler.alibaba.com, on AliExpress. You might find something that's really cool that you can buy 50 of. Maybe you find, a cool cat coffee mug and you're like, wow, that's really cool. You look on Amazon, you don't really see anyone else selling that thing. You study a little bit about the niche, know a little bit about cat people and what they like, So cool. But what do you have to lose? Throw 50 of them on the market, see what happens, learn how to write a listing, learn how to do some advertising, and then grow from there. So that is my advice, is you can always start any business with nothing, really.
Yeah. Okay, so I have something to say here, because I always love to give space to different ideas. And why I'm asking this question to you, because this is actually a topic where I received a few comments that didn't agree with what I said when I was interviewed by Thomas David, one of his last episodes. He asked me the very same question, and I said, no, you cannot. Now, we have to make some clarity here. When I say you cannot start a successful Amazon business with less than 5K, what I mean is this. If you want to source and to launch a lot of products, because you would agree with me, launching as many products as you can is the best way to crush it on Amazon, because we know you might fail the first product. So if you put all your eggs into the same basket, you have 5,000, you put everything, your advertising, your products, your sourcing and everything into this one product, and that's a failure, you're done. Your 5K is over, you're done. So that's why I was saying you would need more, because I approach this as a larger, perspective, because with my, but definitely you can do it technically. Technically, you can do it even with less. And I remember that the question a few years ago was this: can you start an Amazon business with less than 2K? So we see now how there's a shift in the amount of money, in the amount of dollars that you need as a bottom line for a new seller, right? So probably in a few years, it will be 10K.
There's a difference, right? can you start an Amazon business? You can start an Amazon business with $5.
Yeah.
You know, you can go to the Dollar Tree and buy a couple of things and send them in and see if you can make a profit. You can start a business with nothing. But the thing is, if you want to start a brand, if you want to build a brand, you have to think about all your startup costs.
Yeah.
So, you know, and in our program, I mean, we don't launch as many products as possible. We really focus on the market research, and we launch with confidence one product that we develop, and we know that people are going to be lined up to buy it. In fact, we have people lined up to buy it before we even launch. So that's the thing, is we do things a little differently, but I would agree with you there, David, where the bottom line is you need a trademark. You need a website. Like, if you're going to be a legitimate brand, you need some assets. And that foundation is what sets up your company to be able to scale. And that's going to cost you some money. And you can't be afraid to spend that money, because that's an investment. My molds, the molds to make my product, which are made in the USA, my product is made in the USA. Those molds cost me $60,000. Talk about going all in, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I had a business plan. I raised the capital ahead of time. I did the market research to know that this was solving a problem that other products weren't solving on the market. I paid off everything that I initially invested in less than a year and was profitable. So the bottom line is, yeah, you might need more money, but don't be afraid. If your project needs more money, that's okay. That's what other people's money is for. For you to be able to leverage that and grow your business. I mean, so don't be afraid of needing more money, but do your research and make sure that you're launching with some confidence.
Definitely do your research. This is very important, and try to get your information from verified sources, from people who have been doing this for years. You know, you're getting your information here for a person who's been doing this since 2007. I mean, in 2007, I still was going to school. I had no idea.
But so, you were like marketing. You did so many, you know, now I can go to you when it comes to marketing stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
You're good at it.
And thank you. And you need your advertising, you need your marketing, you need the copyright, you need your product photography, you need a lot of things. So I would say, yes, you need to do your research, you need to not be afraid, but also don't think, just because a lot of people still are saying you can start with very little, don't think that you can give for granted that you're going to smash it on Amazon. It's not that easy. This is the kind of myth that I wanted to break. Yeah, technically you can start with zero, with whatever, but then how you're going to get there, that's a different story. Are you going to lose your money? Are you going to be a millionaire in 1 year? That's possible, but it all depends on how you play your cards. So this is definitely a very, very interesting topic. This said, I think that, Amy, you gave us amazing, tips on how to think about your products and, how to get it done. Of course, there is not a absolute answer to how much money I need to start with Amazon. Come on, we are not your accountants. You need to do that research yourself. So guys, don't be lazy. Don't ask me the number. There is no such an answer. So Amy, that was amazing. How can people get in touch with you, and how can you help them?
Well, you can get in touch with me at amazingathome.com, and we can help you with everything from concept to launch of your brand on Amazon and beyond. So if you want one-on-one consulting, you can always book a coaching call with me. We can go over your product ideas. We can talk about product research, all of that. I have an incredible mastermind group, which David has come and talked to us. And it's just a really great group of people who are all striving towards starting their own brands, growing their own brands, and they're doing really incredible things. The other thing that we do is listing optimization. So it's just a really great hobby of mine. I love hacking keywords. So, you can always reach out to us to get a really great listing. But yeah, check us out at amazingathome.com. And we also have a Facebook group called Amazing at Home. And we don't let mean people in or spammers. So, you know, but if you're neither of those, you're welcome at Amazing at Home.
Okay, so I'm sorry, no fake VAs asking for reviews and buyer's account. We don't want that because we get those kind of requests on Facebook every day. So yeah, guys, this was all by my friend Amy. I hope to see you soon somewhere in the world, probably in China, probably in Thailand. And guys, you can reach out for any kind of help you need with advertising, with any kind of rank. We can help you here. We also provide listing optimization. Amy does an amazing job. I always suggest, you know, you should try your services by different sources. You might like Amy, you might like me. I'm not a kind of guy who's like cock blocking others in my channel because they offer the same service. I'm not doing that. I'm for the freedom.
I'm gonna let David write my next listing, and you know, like we should do some split testing. That would be fun.
Yeah. All right, that's super cool. So I will leave you guys for now and see you at the next episode. Thank you, Amy.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.